Okay, I've been thinking about the concept of avoiding FOMO and overcorrecting. So I'm just going for a walk while I'm thinking about this, but I shared this idea with some friends and decided to make a video about it because if anything, I want to remember it. And maybe it'll help somebody else. So I feel like there's a lot of talk for a little while about FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. And basically people's avoidance of commitment because of the fear of missing out on something better out there. That if they commit too soon, if they make a decision too soon, they go in a certain direction, they might make the wrong decision, or there might be something better out there that they missed because they committed too soon or chose a decision too soon. And so there was a lot of conversation around FOMO and pushing people to make decisions and to not have FOMO, not have the fear of missing out, and to just go for it. But I was thinking about this the other day and I realized that there's a whole other issue that came around after everybody started talking about FOMO and avoiding FOMO. And this overcorrection is basically people make that step and they make that commitment, and then they focus so hard on the commitment that they made or the decision they made or the person they're with or whatever. They think about everything so hard and they go so slowly through that experience or that decision or that path that they chose. They go so slowly and they focus so hard on all the little details because they want to make sure that they made the right decision. And I think there's kind of, it's windy. I think there's, I think that is what people need to be talking about now is when you make that decision, just go with it. Just plow ahead, just stop tiptoeing around and know that the decision that you made is right. Just because it's the decision you made. You don't need to compare yourself to everybody else and the expectations that your family set for you, your friends set for you, your religion set for you, or your work set for you. Just shut those out, all the expectations, and just move forward. And if you move forward and you get to a point where there's red flags or conflict that cannot be resolved or whatever, then know that you gave it your best and change course. But until you get to that point, you don't need to be tiptoeing around. You don't need to be micromanaging yourself and your decisions and reading into everything too much. And if anything, like I said, this will at least be a reminder for myself. I make these videos to help at least one or two other people out there, but a lot of the times and almost every time they're for me. Reminders that I might need now or might need in the future. Things that, I have these ideas and then I forget about them. And so if anything, this is a reminder for myself that the decisions you make are what's right for you in that moment. And it's right because this is your life and that's what you choose. Nothing you choose, whether it's right or wrong, is going to go perfectly as planned. Some things aren't going to last. Sometimes you're going to have to course correct and you're going to have to change your path. But that doesn't mean that the choice that you made was wrong at the time that you made it. You had something to learn from that experience. And so make sure that you learn from it and then move forward. But stepping into something and then slowly tiptoeing through it because you're afraid you may have made the wrong decision is just not the way to live your life. You're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to progress. You're not going to learn if you are being extra cautious because you're worried about having made the wrong decision. And if anything, you can even sabotage your own decisions by reading into absolutely everything and searching for those red flags, and it's just not a way to live your life. You're not going to be happy. And you know what? Like, I've made plenty of mistakes, and to be honest, like, I say mistakes because maybe they had some negative outcomes at some points, but were they mistakes? I learned a lot from them. But I understand that fear of making another mistake because I don't want to get hurt again, and I've been hurt so many times. Maybe I'm not totally healed from the last time I got hurt, so I don't want to jump into something else that's going to hurt me. But the times when I just made a decision and went for it, like the time I moved to Alaska on a whim, oh my gosh, that was the best thing. And it wasn't the best thing because Alaska was perfect and I made lots of money and blah, blah, blah. Like that was not the case. There was lots of trial in that decision that I made, and there was some heartache, but it was the best thing for me because I committed to it and I plowed ahead. I put everything in storage and I freaking moved to Alaska for 8 months. And I dropped my job and I went and got another job, and I learned a ton. So the decisions I've made in my life may not have been, what someone else would call the best decision, but it was what was right for me at that time, and I learned a ton from it, and I loved what I did because I chose to love in that moment and in that decision. That's the way to live your life. That's what makes people happy, is when they just stop worrying about everyone else's expectations and just do what feels right. And then do the next right thing. It's like that Disney movie. Just do the next right thing. Just live your life. Stop tiptoeing around because you're worried or scared or afraid or whatever. Just live your life. You only have so much time here on this earth. Some of us have more time than others, and we don't know how much time we have. So you don't want to sit around and tiptoe around and then find out that your time's cut short and you wasted it because you were afraid of making the wrong decision, or afraid that the decision you chose to make might not give you everything you wanted or whatever. Like, make the decision and then commit to your decision and be happy. Choose to love your decision, love yourself, have confidence in yourself, and just do it. It's time to connect.